Carolina Panthers defeated the New Orleans Saints on Sunday 26-7. Sam Darnold led the way with 305 passing yards and a pair of touchdowns through the air. The Panthers now improved to 2-0. They're playing good defense. Sam Darnold looks like he's settled into the role as a starting quarterback, as the guy in Carolina. Matt Rule, a hire who didn't really get too much attention throughout the 2020 season. Man, he did a good job coaching these guys up. The Carolina Panthers right now, they're 2-0. They're playing good football, and they just beat a team that hung 38 points up on Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. The question is, how impressive is this win? I think the win is very impressive especially because it saw the return of the return of Chef Jameis serving up his world famous apple turnovers. But the question is, one, how impressive it is, and two, is this going to last? I think this is a team that we knew coming into the season, because they were also last year with Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback. The Carolina Panthers are a competitive team. They might not have been, have 10 wins, 11 wins, whatever it was. Last year they had six. They went 6-10, 7-9, somewhere like that. But they were a competitive team for most of the season, and they proved that they belonged in a lot of those games. They brought in Sam Darnold. They got better on defense, and now they're 2-0. I think this is a team that is a surprise to make the playoffs. The Carolina Panthers, I think, are a surprise to make the playoffs. They could be the story of this season, because there's a lot of parts in it that makes sense. The return of Christian McCaffrey, he could be comeback player of the year. The debut of Sam Darnold and what he's done in this short time right now. He's got almost 600 yards, 3 touchdowns, 68% of his passes being completed. Sam Darnold is proving all the doubters, everyone who said he was a bust, he's proving them wrong. Matt Rule has his team at 2-0. Again, playing great defense. I think this team is going to give the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a little bit of a fight in that NFC South. We thought it was going to be the Saints. Wasn't them. Chef Jameis and his apple turnovers returned. So now it's up to Sam Darnold and company to do that job. And when Sam Darnold has the weapons around him, like Robbie Anderson, who he has that chemistry with, who he likes, when he has someone like Run CMC and Christian McCaffrey to take the load off of him, he can be great. And he's proving it week in, week out over the past 2 weeks. And again, small sample size, but it could be a sign of things to come. And I think it is, because we take the transition of what this team was last year into this year. They're still competitive. They're still playing good football, and they are well coached in doing it. And those are the types of teams that usually go on little bits of runs here and end up making the playoffs. And I think this is the next step for the Carolina Panthers. After having that, competitive but mediocre season, that competitive season with a mediocre record, now is the chance, hey, they might be in the discussion of, hey, winning making the playoffs. Who knows? They might. We haven't even seen them play the Bucs. That's going to be the real test for this team. If they can play the Bucs and at least be competitive with them, watch out for this team, the NFL. This is not a team you want to face. The Panthers and the Ravens, these are two teams that I don't think anyone wants to face, because they play very tough football. And you don't get that a lot in the NFL these days. You don't get those teams that are going to play ground and pound football, win at all costs, and adjust on the fly to do so. That's what this team reminds me of. And they got that punch, what's it called? It's like that no holds barred mentality. That mentality, if you're not afraid. They don't fear anyone. They don't fear anything. They don't fear the result. They are just trying to do whatever it takes to get the win. And I think and someone like Sam Darnold, huge chip on his shoulder. Someone like Run CMC, Christian McCaffrey, big chip on his shoulder after his injury. Robbie Anderson and company, of course, they all got chips on their shoulders. I think Matt Rule, of course, also has a chip on his shoulder. So this is a team that I'm going to have fun watching in 2021. I think they're going to be one of the stories of this season. And if they make the playoffs, and this is a team you don't want to face in the NFC, I can promise you that. But the big question is, what are they going to do when they face Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? I'm not sure when that is. I'll actually look that up right now. But that's going to be a game that I think everyone should closely watch. So they don't play until December. Oh my God. Okay, so yeah, we gotta wait like 5 months to see what this team is or whatever. But they play the Tampa Bay Bucks at home on December 26th. That's the day after Christmas, and then January 9th. So it's like the last like few weeks of the season, literally at the tail end of the season. They have two key divisional games that could wind up deciding the entire division right there. God, I love the NFL and the way they do things. It is amazing. Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.